It was early June 2017. I was taking a long road trip with my 9-year-old daughter, Lily. We were headed to a small town in Tennessee to visit my cousin. The plan was simple, just a straight 8-hour drive down south. The problem was, my old Honda Civic didn't have working AC, and that day was one of the hottest I could remember. By the time we hit the 6-hour mark, both of us were tired, sweaty, and cranky. We had started the trip in the late afternoon, so it was already dark when we were still on the road. Around 9 p.m, Lily said she needed to use the bathroom, urgently. Tension had already been building in the car for a while. We'd had a small argument earlier over something personal, and her complaining didn't help. I didn't say much. I just kept driving, looking for the next stop. Finally, a blue sign for a rest area showed up on the side of the highway. I took the exit without a word. The rest area was pretty empty. There was a small brick building with restrooms, 2 vending machines, and a couple of benches. One big white pickup truck was parked off to the side, but that was it. I pulled up near the building, and Lily jumped out and ran to the restroom. I left the engine running, figuring she'd be back in a minute. We still weren't talking after the earlier argument, and the silence between us felt heavy. I stared out the windshield, lost in my thoughts. About a minute later, the back door opened and shut. I didn't turn around. I just assumed Lily had come back, and honestly, I didn't know what to say to her, so I kept quiet and drove off. The white pickup pulled out right after us. He stayed behind me as I merged back onto the highway. I moved into the left lane and he did the same. Then I noticed his headlights flashing. At first, I thought he was just another aggressive driver. I switched to the right lane to let him pass, but he moved with me. Same lane, same speed, still flashing his lights. That's when I started to feel something was wrong. I slowed down a little, and so did he. Then he sped up and came level with my car. He rolled his window down, yelling and pointing at my car. I rolled mine down too, but I couldn't hear what he was saying. He waved his hand urgently and pointed to the shoulder, telling me to pull over. I felt my stomach drop. I told Lily to stay calm. In my head, I decided that if he tried anything weird, I'd just hit the gas and speed off. I pulled over. So did he. He parked on the grass behind me and got out quickly, running toward my window. I put the car in drive, ready to take off, but he yelled, "Wait! That's not your daughter! Look in the back seat!" My heart stopped. I turned and looked. The person in the back seat wasn't Lily. It was someone taller, way too tall to be her. I froze for a second, trying to understand what I was seeing. Just then, the back door opened, and a figure stepped out. A grown man, no shoes, dirty clothes. He didn't say a word. He just ran into the woods next to the road. I jumped out of the car, shouting at him, but he vanished into the trees. The man in the pickup truck came up to me out of breath. "I saw your girl go into the restroom, but I never saw her come back. Then, I saw that man get into your car." My chest felt tight. Where was Lily? Without wasting another second, I did a quick U-turn across the grassy divider and sped back to the rest area. The pickup guy followed. We pulled up and there she was, standing outside the restroom looking confused. She got into the car and asked what was going on. I explained everything while trying to catch my breath. The pickup driver did too. I thanked him again and again. After a moment, he just smiled, turned around, and drove back to where he had been parked earlier. Lily kept asking questions the rest of the way, but I could barely answer. I never saw the man's face. I never even heard him speak. To this day, I don't know who he was or what he wanted, but sometimes I wonder what would have happened if that man had stayed in the car a little longer, if the pickup driver hadn't been watching. Honestly, I'm glad I never turned around right after the door shut, because I don't want to know what I would have seen.